Explain to me like the entire business now, right? All the different like verticals of what you guys are doing. Because we talked about the farm to farm, we talked about the brokered loads, we talked the over the road,
Right.
the warehouse aspect. Like, just kind of break down everything for me, and I want to kind of go through it all. What's up, y'all? It's Ramel from Truck and Hustle, and I am super excited to announce that we are finally launching our Truck and Hustle Entrepreneurs Community. This is a place where entrepreneurs just like you can connect, collaborate, partner, and win together. Everybody's been asking me for years, man. They say, Ramel, you have such a crazy network. All these people who have been on the platform. You need to create something where everybody can come together and work together. And that's what we've done here with the Truck and Hustle Entrepreneurs Community, man. You'll see people from Truck and Hustle along with other business people that you see out there in the world moving and shaking. You guys can collaborate, network together, and win together. Go to the description right now and sign up for our first inaugural event. It's called Contracts and Cash Flow. This event is going to set the tone for your business in 2025. I know we're almost in the second quarter, so we got to hurry up, man. We got to get things moving. So let's make it happen. Click, join the community, and let's go. See you guys in a couple weeks.
Okay, so there's kind of a two-headed dragon, three-headed dragon, I guess, a little bit. One is the local, what we call the local freight, which is all the consolidation, redistribution within California and the West Coast. And we deliver to a lot of the major box stores out there, you know, the distribution centers now. So just all that freight movement. And then there's the over the road.
And you do that with box trucks, right?
And trailers.
And trailers,
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Okay.
For sure, trailers.
So that's coming from the farms to the retailers.
Going to like the Whole Foods and the Costco's, the Sam's Club,
grocery
Trader
stores
Joe's.
and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So we've gotten, been able to get into that game, which is, that's obviously really what skyrockets things, when you start playing with those players.
How many trucks do you have running those?
15.
15 right now.
Yeah.
And those are owned or
operators? It's a hybrid. There's a lot of lease,
Okay.
Definitely with California and all the regulations. So I justify leasing a lot of those because, there's always something new, man, that you got to be on top of as far as the Air Resource Board and, environmental things, So when they're leased, you can swap them out every 2 years, plus the leasing company's pretty good about staying on top of that stuff for you, and helping that. So it's just one less thing to worry about a little bit, but it's more expensive,
Gotcha. So lease trucks. I was more so saying, or do you have owner-operators or like? Or
Some. So certain periods, like time of year.
You'll bring on guys.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's your guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So they do that. And what does that route look like? How does that operation work?
Well, basically, there's set routes that go to distribution centers throughout, so they'll come in at like 11 o'clock at night, and they run everything at night because LA traffic is terrible, right? So it's like, all the trucks are out at night in LA, you know what I mean? So getting around trying to be done with their deliveries by 6, 7 in the morning, you know what I'm saying, before traffic really hits. So it's a graveyard shift, it's a grind that way. You got to get used to those hours. But they go out and they have like their set routes, where they go, they're going to go to Whole Foods and they go to the LA Flower Market and then they go, whatever it is for that day.
How many deliveries per day?
I'd say on average it's probably 5 to 6 per truck.
Per truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we also have routes that go from San Diego to Oxnard, which is another growing hub. And then trucks that go from San Diego like up to the NorCal area, San Francisco, Salinas, Watsonville up there.
Okay. And how do those drivers get paid?
By the trip.
By the trip?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's a set rate for the trip?
Yes.
For the most part?
For the most part. So the LA guys, they get paid by the trip, so it's like their hourly rate. And then once they cross the scale, it's guaranteed 10 hours. So if you bust your ass, you get back in 8.
Still get 10.
More power to you. You get paid by the trip. And then if you get stuck at a DC or whatever and it takes you 11 hours to get back, whatever, then it's a trip plus 1. And that was a way for us to kind of avoid overtime and things like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I should be saying that. Sorry, boys. I'm a flower guy, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, got it.
But it works, And,
Yeah.
and quite honestly, it works in both ways because those guys know they can budget, right? Like they know exactly, how many trips they need a week. Because they're getting paid their 10 hours. Even if for some reason it's a quick trip. I mean, again, I don't know how much I should talk, but I mean, there's some people like in Riverside, like the Smart and Final Distribution Center. It's only like an hour and a half away. But the way we have the trip set up is if you cross a scale, which there's a Temecula scale, and then there's like a Orange County scale over here, right? So if you cross the scale, you get paid a trip. And that's how we budget our trucks as well, too. So, they can go make those Riverside runs and come back, and they can make 2-3 runs even at times during the holidays, and they're doing well, man. I mean, the drivers are getting paid well. They're making 6 figures.
They're touching all this though, right?
Not all of it. Not like the distribution center stuff. I mean, no, not really. They're not. But
palletized?
It's all palletized. Yeah. I mean, they're running into those big box stores, so.
Yeah.
They're just driving.
They pull it off and
nope. A lot of times
they just somebody comes with a forklift, pulls it off, and they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times they don't let them out of the truck at those places.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So
okay, so dropping hook.
So lots
not
change.
dropping hook, but like they live offload and they're gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they pick up anything?
Sometimes, it's just again, it's kind of like a daily thing. It's like we have cutoff times, like by 2 p.m. where we got to know either what's coming, what's for pickup, and then we start scheduling the routes, between 2 and 5 basically, right? And then the trucks and trailers are ready for the drivers to come in around 10 or 11 kind of thing. So we have 2 shifts. We have a night shift and a day shift.
Okay, so when the truck is when they drop the truck at the DC and the truck
they don't drop it. They just
live offload.
Yeah.
They live offload the truck. The trailer's empty. What are they doing with that trailer?
They'll bring it back.
Just deadhead back.
Unless they have a pickup. They do have pickups at times.
And you do pickups on a daily basis. Like they might send them pick something up and then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depends on
it's
where.
It's not always scheduled like that.
Yeah, it depends on where they're at. Yeah, it depends on where they're at. Like the LA, there's not as much pickups.
What type of stuff you picking up?
Flowers, baby.
More flowers.
More flowers, man, yeah.
Coming back to
San Diego. So now that we do the over-the-road stuff, because we don't just service Miami, we service Arizona, Texas, Georgia, Nashville, Oklahoma. Pretty much that whole I-20, 40, and 10. That's like our main corridor, right, back and forth. And then we do, dedicated stuff up into the Midwest some and starting the East Coast more. Those are kind of some of the growth plans. But, now that we've started those, there's a lot more consolidating going on, bringing product back to our hub to transfer onto those trucks that are going, out of the state.
So that's what they may be picking up.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts.
I'm just trying to understand the business and how it works. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
then when it comes back to your hub, you guys consolidate it,
right,
repackage, process, whatever, and send it back out.
Yeah, we don't repackage, but we have to typically break things down and then rebuild pallets, by customer and or region or wherever it's going, kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So that's one aspect.
That's one aspect. We got that. We got through that.
Yeah. I know, man. People don't realize, man, flower games. It should be flower and hustle. You know what I'm saying? Flower.
I got my flower.
Yeah, no.
Talk to me.
So
that's 15 trucks doing that.
Yeah. And so the other aspect is, so California is a unique market where, like I told you, Miami and a lot of these importers are not super familiar with how logistics work in Cali. So they're looking for people to inventory their product, where I hold they'll send some pallets of product over to be inventoried in California, so they can sell it next day. Because right now, when they're selling out of Miami, it's Monday for Thursday or what have you, and some of these box stores, they're used to Amazon. And I mean, not necessarily, but what I'm saying, like people want it. People want it now,
fast.
Especially these players that can crack the whip. The WalMarts of the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's, like they send POs the same day and all that. So they'll want to hold inventory somewhere where they can, where we can pull it, we label it, and we send it each day, kind of thing. So that's another business model or aspect of the business, where it's like storage, inventory, order pulling and packing kind of thing, right?
Okay.
And then, the third one, I guess, would be kind of like the brokerage division, right, so to speak, where we work with the owner-operator and stuff. And then there's also, I'm sorry, I guess I forgot. There's the Mexican products that come up, right, because we're located in San Diego. So we act as a drop point for Mexico growers to bring their products into the States, and then we redistribute them out from there. So they don't have to, drive past San Diego. They just bring stuff up. They dump it all at our place, and then we configure it into our routes, because we're already going to a lot of those people anyway.
How did you get that relationship?
A lot of the flower growers in California, when the big cannabis boom was happening, they shifted their growing operations to Mexico. And so it was a lot of people that we already knew and were dealing with, and they started growing south of the border, you know, due to costs and all that kind of stuff. Now with the tariffs, we'll see how that works. But yeah, so, and then Ricardo, you know, he had the whole Hispanic thing going, so he could speak the language.
Connection.
Yeah, he has some of the connections down there and stuff, and knew some of the carriers and growers that were down there and all that. So, I mean, San Diego and Mexico, man, the Baja, it's all kind of one and the same, you know, outside the border. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, there's a lot of traffic going on there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here with these tariffs, for sure.
Yeah. Do you think you guys will be affected?
Possibly, you know. I mean, not directly, but indirectly.
Say, where would you be affected?
It would be more, you know, some of these larger players are, you know, the volume might go down, right? I mean, because they're maybe not going to be able to hit the price points that they once could. But you know, they're all pretty smart people. I think they're going to figure it out one way or another. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. And for kind of what I've noticed too is that, you know, because there's been things throughout the years that always come up where it's like, oh, this is detrimental to the industry, you know, whatever. And it's like, what I've noticed is, even during COVID and stuff, I mean, flowers kept moving, man. Actually, flowers was like COVID was like a boom for the floral industry because people were at home and they wanted something, you know, to kind of, you know, I could liven up their house and, you know, make them feel better and all that good stuff. So on the box store side, you know, that was actually a good thing. But I guess what I'm saying is the consumption doesn't stop. It just moves. Yeah. Where they're getting them from moves, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I guess the idea is that there'll be more American grown product. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. What about like these like online, like 1-800-Flowers?
Yeah, we work with them. Yeah. So we bring all their stuff to the West Coast. Okay. Yeah. So that's a lot of dots that are being connected. Which one? No, I guess.
I'm just interested in, number one, just how it works, because like, where do they kind of fall into the supply chain, and like how does that business work? I don't even understand.
They kind of have a similar hub and spoke idea, right, where they work with either large wholesalers or production facilities that are able to do it in the larger metropolitan areas that they send orders through, you know what I'm saying, and then they produce. So it's like, you know, they'll buy in bulk and then deliver it to these different hub and spoke locations where they're fulfilling orders for them. I mean, in a nutshell, it's kind of how it works. Okay. Similar to Amazon in a weird way. Like yeah, kind of.
Okay. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm happy to announce that we finally launched our YouTube memberships. Listen, if you want to support Truck and Hustle for all the hard work that we've been doing over the past 5 years, this is where you need to be. As a part of our memberships, number one, you'll get exclusive access to all of our archive content. Number two, we'll be doing at least one live webinar with one of the guests or somebody else from our network that you love to continue to add value to you and your business. Third, we'll be having exclusive behind the scenes content that we shoot and doesn't, you know, make the final cut. So make sure you go check it out. Get that subscription right now and join us, man. TNH forever. Let's go. All right, guys, if you love Truck and Hustle and you love the interviews and the information that we're providing week to week, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All right, Hustle fam.